Hey everyone, it's April 21st and you're watching this Sunday Night Soul Time. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you had a beautiful weekend and are getting excited for the week ahead. There was a really powerful full moon on Friday. I don't know if you felt it, but this full moon in particular really was a moon that supported emotional healing. And so what we're going to do tonight, I'm going to talk to you for a little bit about a topic to do with emotions. But we're going to really spend some time doing a chakra cleansing meditation that in particular will help you and support you in releasing any stuck emotions that are blocking any of your 7 chakras. Now, if you don't know what a chakra is, it's okay. No worries. You will still receive benefit. It will still feel very peaceful and healing for you. So no need to worry about that. So really pigging back off of the conversation we've had the last 2 weeks about self-love and self-care and honoring yourself, forgiving yourself each day, truly sending yourself positive love and light every day, wanted to dig deeper a little bit into the topic of boundaries, which is something we've talked briefly on in the past, but I wanted to dig in with you a little more today because we've talked about things like forgiving yourself, sending yourself positive love, pausing negative self-talk. Those are personal boundaries that you set for yourself, but then there's also boundaries, with your relationships and with what's right for you. And the reason that boundaries are so important, that you be very clear on what your boundaries are, is because that is the action of self-love, right? That is really the actualization of it, putting it into practice. So what I want to ask you is, have you ever thought about what your boundaries are in your relationships, with work, with all the different things and ways that you show up in your life? Have you? Are you clear on what they are? So if you answered no to both of those first questions, then what I suggest for you is get clear. And the way that you start is by starting by understanding, what are your values? What's important to you? Tuning in, listening to your own inner guidance and seeing what your higher self, that high best part of you, that ultimate love part of you tells you is important about your own boundaries and what you need for your own self-care. Starting there at that foundation and then seeing how that applies to work, how that applies with your partner if you're in a relationship, how that applies even in motherhood if you're a mother, how that applies to your different friendships. And what does that look like? Knowing that if you don't have your own air mask on at all times, you're not good to anybody. You can't truly help others. You can't truly be of service to others if you don't have that air mask on. And here's the other thing. Everyone's boundaries are different. There's no right or wrong here. It's about you coming to know and understand what's right for you and being okay with that. That is the first thing. So get clear on your values, right? Get clear on what's important to you, what matters to you, what you know you need for your own ability to thrive, for your own mental, physical, emotional well-being, spiritual well-being. Get clear on that, and then don't be afraid to set them. And so you can start by really mapping out, like, what does this look like? What does this mean I set? What would I change? What would I do differently? Right? And then it's about communicating them. And for those of you who are like me, and sometimes it's hard to speak up for yourself, as I've struggled with a lot in the past, this can be challenging at first, but know that you communicating what you need for your own self-love, for your own thriving is okay. It is okay. It truly is. And so that's setting them. So also on the flip of that, there's a really good way to tune in to perhaps when your boundaries are being violated. So emotions, and some of the ones that we're going to clear out today, things like shame, things like guilt, these kind of tricky, almost manipulative energy, frequency, emotions, those are always a really good sign when you're feeling those, that a boundary is being violated. Those are your clues. Or just a general gut feeling, intuition, tuning in that if you intuitively feel like a boundary is being violated, just trust it is, And so as women, you know, we're constantly overextending ourselves. We know this conditioning that we have to be all things to all people and all of that. But if that, it feels like something you can't manage or you're not managing it, and your inner self, you know, is telling you that you need to set something up to take better care of yourself, then listen to that. Listen to that. Really. And be okay to talk with your partner, to talk even with your work about what those things look like. You need to leave at 5 every day to do something with your kids, but you're going to be online later. Whatever that is, you know, you deserve to take care of yourself. And again, if your air mask isn't on, you're not taking care of anyone. You're really not. And then you can also start to observe, in a good way to honor your own boundaries is also to make sure you're respecting others. You know, there's something that we tend to do a lot as women, you know, I'm not sure so much if men do it too. Maybe they do. But as women, you know, one of my personal boundaries is unsolicited advice. Oh, that just drives me crazy. For me, when I receive unsolicited advice, it feels very controlling to me. It feels that, you know, I really feel a violation there. And that's okay. That's how I feel. I set that boundary. And most of people in my life know that, you know, ask permission, or if I want advice, you're going to hear me clearly ask for it. And, you know, as women, you know, I find that we tend to, you know, we always are wanting to try to help and fix. And so we jump in sometimes and, you know, give advice without permission, right? That's just kind of can tend to be our nature. So that's an example of one I wanted to share with you. Like, you know, that's always one sometimes that, especially in female circles, are surprised by, because we're so used to kind of sometimes being in each other's people's business and doing that. But for me, I always have found it very violating. And the point is, it didn't make me feel good. It doesn't serve me and my personal needs and what I know is best for my own self-care. And so that's a boundary that I've always set. But I also practice that. And whether or not someone has communicated that as a boundary to me, I try to really always ask permission before I give advice. I always try to ask permission before I'm going to weigh in on something. So really, you know, it goes both ways in how you experience that. So again, I bring this up because it's such a huge part of self-care, but when you're not setting boundaries and you haven't created and set healthy boundaries for yourself, and there can be physical and emotional boundaries, right? And spiritual boundaries too. You tend to get and hold on to a lot of stuck emotions, a lot of toxic emotions that kind of sit and stew around and just aren't good for your overall well-being. And so that's what we're going to work on clearing tonight with this meditation. But again, if you haven't really thought about, and even if you have thought about setting boundaries in your life, what I would urge all of you to do is just sit back, you know, take some time this week or tonight and really go, what are my current boundaries? Have I thought about them? And if you haven't, think about them. If you have some, why don't you relook at them? And again, go, what are the values that are important to me? What do I need? I know for my well-being. What can I set right now across all areas of my life to really ensure I've put boundaries in place? Know that this is such an act of self-love and self-care. And so this is just really going a level deeper when you do this, and then you honor your boundaries. You put your mouth where your money where your mouth is, kind of a saying, right? And really honor them and hold them up and communicate them and have repercussions for them if they're not honored. That's the key. And trust me, if you haven't done this work before, it will feel so good. It will feel so empowering. And know, if you're being guided to set a boundary, if something does not feel right to you, if you know it's compromising your well-being in any way, you have permission to set the boundary. You absolutely do. Give yourself permission. You will see the results and the benefits, I promise you. Okay, so we're going to go right into our meditation. This is going to be a good one. If you're not in a comfortable place, go do that and find that place now. You can pause this video. Wonderful. Okay, so go ahead with me and close your eyes and make sure you're just sitting and you're comfortable. Adjust anything that needs to be adjusted now. And let's just do some deep breaths. So breathe in through your nose and release. Breathe in and release. Breathe in and release. And so I want you to imagine that there's a beautiful light in the center of the earth. I want you to just start to consciously connect with this light. Feel your oneness. Feel the love and frequency and beauty of this light. And just know this light has the power to cleanse and heal, removing any stuck energy, any stuck emotions that are ready to be released. And you call this up and feel it start to enter in through the bottom of your feet and just cleansing and clearing, going up your calves, swirling around in your knees, going up your thighs like liquid water, through your pelvis, all the way up through your stomach, and going up your whole spine, your back, your heart, your chest, your throat, your arms, going up and out through the top of your head, and this light just goes up, 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 until you can't imagine any higher, where it connects with another beautiful light. And now together, these two beautiful lights start to pour down like liquid gold for a beautiful chakra clearing and cleansing, removing any stuck emotions that are no longer serving you. And so imagine this now. And your imagination is so important and powerful here. So allow yourself to really see and feel this. And so imagine this beautiful liquid gold light starts to enter in the top of your head, where it just starts to clear your crown chakra. And as it does, the top of your crown chakra opens up like a beautiful lotus flower in a kind of gold, violet, pinkish kind of color. And this light, you can even imagine it like kind of scrubbing bubbles, just clearing and cleansing your entire crown chakra, removing any stuck emotions that are there. Good. And then this light just starts to go down now into your mind, goes into your third eye, which is the point in the center of your forehead. And the light just pours out of here and it opens this up. And imagine like a beautiful purple. And again, just imagine the light is like beautiful kind of scrubbing bubbles that just opens and clears any stuck emotions, any negativity, anything that doesn't serve you, and just allow yourself to release. And then now imagine this beautiful light, this kind of liquid gold, goes down your neck and it goes into your throat, in your throat chakra, which is usually, if you have a problem setting boundaries, there's usually a lot of blocks here. So we are just going to wipe all these out. And so just imagine, again, it's scrubbing around, it's clearing, it's cleansing, it's spiraling around, clearing out your entire throat. And just imagine your throat now opening up like a beautiful sky blue color and just shining all around. Good. And now the light continues down through your shoulders, your arms, And now it goes down into your heart. And here, this is where we hold a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma. And the light is just going to cleanse out all these stuck emotions now. And just imagine your heart opening up like a green kind of flaming sun. And just opening, and just release all the emotions that are stuck, all past pain, all past trauma. Just be willing to release it. And the light continues down, and it goes down to your power chakra above your belly button, the upper stomach. And it just clears out all stuck emotions here. Anything where you don't feel confident, you don't feel strong, you don't feel in your power. It clears this out. And at the same time, just imagine like a beautiful yellow sun, just opening up as bright as you can see. And just, it scrubs all around and just opens this all up for you. And the light continues down to the womb center, to your sacral chakra. And this is where we hold so much guilt, shame, lack of self-worth. And it's just going to clear this all out now. Just it's scrubbing it, spiraling, opening it up. And you might just picture a beautiful kind of orange glowing sun there. And just removing all blocks, all ways that you beat yourself up and are unkind to yourself. Release it now. It's ready to go. And then the light continues down to your root chakra, the base of your spine. This is where all lack of security in the world, financial fears, worries about your kids if you have them, everything that makes you feel insecure in the world, that you're not safe. We remove all these emotional blocks now. We release it all. Just be willing to let it go. And you imagine like a beautiful red glowing sun there. And then the light just continues down. And it goes down, down, down the bottom and out your feet. And just feel and sit here and just allow this cleansing and release to happen. And then I want you to imagine now as well that there's a beautiful violet net of light below your feet. And this beautiful violet net is like a fine-tooth comb clearing out any remaining stuck, toxic, unhealthy emotions that you've been holding anywhere in your physical, emotional, mental, or etheric bodies, and in particularly your chakras. And this net is just going to pull up slowly, starting at the bottom of your feet. And as it does, it's going to just clear out all remaining remnants. And so it goes across your feet, your ankles, slowly up your calves. Just continue to really breathe in and out and let this happen. Continuing up your thighs. And then into your knees. We can hold a lot in our knees, actually. Just be willing to release this. Let it go. It no longer serves you. You don't need it. Just continue to breathe with me. And up your thighs. Continuing up your thighs. And then through your hips. That's another place we can hold a lot of stuck energy. Through your hips. All the crevices, everything there. Just clearing out all stuck energy through your root chakra. And continuing up around your belly. your sacral, clearing it out, releasing your lower back, your spine. And this continues up into your upper stomach. Continue to breathe. Your power chakra, really continuing to just pull it all out. Your back, all your internal organs, continuing up. And it continues and it starts to near your heart, where it's just really going to pull out all stuck energy, all stuck emotions, and just help you open your heart into higher light, a deeper sense of love. And it continues, and it's just wrapping around your heart, your upper back, your arms too, and continuing up as it reaches your shoulders. And it goes over the tops of your shoulders, all of your joints. And now it continues into your neck. And just again, really clearing out that throat chakra. We hold a lot of stuck emotion when we don't speak our truth and don't communicate our boundaries. Clears it all out now. Your ears, going up through your jaw and your face. And starting to really go into your head, lifting, clearing all negativity out, all negativity, all stuck emotions are just cleared out, and it reaches the top of your head and just does a final sweep, and just choose to release. And just take in these affirmations with me. I honor myself by setting healthy boundaries. I listen to my feelings and my intuition and respect them and honor them when I'm being told that my boundaries are being violated. I don't have to explain my boundaries to anyone. What is best for me is a truth I only know. And I communicate this freely, openly, with self-love, confidence, and belief. I am free to communicate my boundaries. I speak them freely with compassion and with love, but with authority. Setting boundaries is a way that I demonstrate and honor and show my own self-love and self-care. It is my job in terms of self-love to set boundaries. And I do it freely. And I do it now. And so it is. Okay, so let's do some deep breaths just to anchor this beautiful healing in. Just breathe in with me through your nose and release. 2 more, breathe in and release. And once more, breathe in, release. You can just wiggle your hands, your toes, open your eyes. I hope that that was really amazing for you. I hope that you learned something. And if there's anything I can do to support you, feel free to shoot me a note, email me. I've really loved a lot of your suggestions and feedback so far. So thank you. Know that I get so much out of that. If you feel you want to do that, I truly love it. And, you know, I just hope you have a beautiful week ahead. Honor you, love you, take care of yourself, and I'm here if you need me. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.